Ah, yes, we are live. I think it's working. Let me pull the chat box up over here. Let's see, open this up. Looking good. What's up, Seaborg? Can you hear me all right? Everybody hear me okay? Everybody hear me? What's up, John? How's it going? Hello, hello. All right. So, awesome. Glad you can hear me. I'm just realizing right now that I'm wearing the exact same shirt I wore last week. So I didn't do these back to back. They're live. I just have a limited supply of t-shirts. So this is this is the same shirt I wore last week. So whatever. The only person who'll probably say something will be my wife. She'll be like, Jackson, you wore the same shirt last week. All right. So this is our fourth episode, whatever you want to call it, of the playing card. What I call it, playing card creation, start to finish. That's what I'm titling it. That's what's titled on the YouTubes. So, playing card creation, start to finish, part 4. If you've been with us for the first 4 episodes, you've seen us take the concept, which is basically taking the traditional Robinson family crest and taking that as the springboard of the idea of designing a deck of cards based around that. Which obviously, if you didn't know, my last name is Robinson. But I don't want to assume anything because you know what that does. So the second episode, we did some sketching, some basic concept sketching of the tuck case and everything. And the third episode, we did some prototyping, very rough prototyping of the tuck case itself. And the only reason why we did the prototyping of the tuck case is because the tuck case for this project is going to be multi-layered. And so before I started any design work, I kind of needed to get an idea of what the engineering and construction of the tuck case was going to be before I do any kind of design work. Come to today, we are going to continue the conceptualization work on the tuck case and how that's going to look. And what I have done, which I will share my screen with you fine people. Let me put this window over here so I can see it. Make this a little bit smaller. So what I have done is I have taken, is that correct? Yeah. Have taken pictures, photographs of the prototype deck that I made last week. And the prototype deck last week, and this is what you see here. Let me just make sure I can see it correctly. Let me just pull my layers over here, close that. All right. So this is okay. So just for some some context, this is just a dummy deck of cards. And if you remember from last week, from the third episode, the Heraldry deck is going to utilize different layers of tuck case, whether it's a belly band like you see here, and then caps and so on and so forth, to create a layered tuck case. And so the first images that you'll see will be the front of the deck. And then what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to show you these photographs to give you some context of what we're doing. And then I'm going to paint over these photographs to kind of get well, that's the idea. That's the hope that I'm going to do tonight, is I'm going to paint over these images to kind of get a more clear idea of especially things like the contours and the edge and the shapes of all these different little cuts and stuff. So this is the front of the tuck case. Here's the deck of cards. The deck of cards will be wrapped in some sort of wax paper of some sort. And that's the idea. That's what I hope. So the deck will have a piece of paper, like wax paper around it. And then the first level will be this belly band that you see here. And this is called level, I'm calling this front level 1. So this belly band will be over the deck of cards. You can see this little shape of this shield that is going to be some sort of the Robinson family crest. And then sliding over the shield and belly band will be the level 2, which will be a top and a bottom. And I'll make that layer visible. There we go. So you have this top cap here, and then you have this bottom cap here, and then those top and bottom caps are cut out to where you can see the level 1. I'll go back and forth. You can see the level 1 shield through the level 2 cap. And then the level 3 is going to be either another printed paper like the tuck case, or it might possibly be some type of ribbon of some sort. So this is level 3. So that ribbon or belly band of some sort will then go over the top and keep the bottom and the top caps in place. And then finally, to end it, a third, fourth level will come on top of that, another very similar belly band to the first level, which will go over the top like that. And you can see it slides over the ribbon of some sort and over the top. So you've got 4 levels going back to the beginning. So you got level 1, the belly band over the cards. Then you got the top and bottom caps. Then you've got the ribbon of some sort. And then over the red ribbon or gold ribbon or whatever it is, you've got the final belly band that keeps everything nice and tight. So I'm going to go to the back now, show you the back. So this is the back. The back at this point is very similar to the front. The first level is that same belly band. And then the difference in the second level is there's no cutout. So the top and bottom caps come directly over the belly band and create this chevron cut that echoes the shape. There's a chevron. Let me just pull it up so everybody gets a little context. Robinson family crest images. So the Google Robinson family crest, you get something like this where it has this yellow chevron shape, and that is what the chevron shape that you see in the cut is echoing, is this kind of gold chevron. So there's a little context for you. There you go. And then the third level, which is the ribbon of some sort, will come in over the top of that. Now, the ribbon will be sealed somehow together on the back, whether that's with adhesive tape, a wax seal. I don't know yet of how that's going to work, but that'll be part of the process of this being in there. And then the last, fourth level is the belly band again, and it fits over the top, very similar to the front, echoing that family crest. Now, this may possibly change into something different. I don't know. I did have this idea this morning of, I don't know. Let me see. I'll just sketch it right quick. See if my pen's working. Just reset my tablet here. I did have this idea this morning of this really tall, skinny. I just had this image in my head of this really tall, skinny shield. I don't know how I'm going to use this, but I had this idea of this real tall, skinny shield. That's the crest. It's got the clover leaves, and then they're not circles, but they're like elks or whatever. And then on the side, I was thinking about having like like a sword, like a broadsword of some sort, because that's who doesn't want a broadsword. And then maybe behind it, like some battle axes, because how can you make broadswords better? Add some battle axes. Why not? Because it's awesome. And if you don't like battle axes, you shouldn't buy this deck, because there's probably going to be battle axes on this deck. And then on the side of it, somehow, I don't know, have some kind of thing on the side. So I might add that to the back. So I just thought I'd throw that in there. All right. Okay. So back to it. I'm going to go back to the front, level 0. Now, I hope this is not too clunky, me doing this, but this is definitely a part of the process that I do. Take another swig. What time do we start, people? I just want to keep an eye on my time. I didn't know what time we started, so I want to try to keep it to an hour. And if you have any idea of how long we've been going or what time we started, just type it in so I can know what time we started. Anyways, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take out some of these, some of this this line work that I don't need. I'm just going to paint it out. All right, 10-10. We started at 10-10. Oh my goodness. All right, so all right, so let me just paint some of this stuff out. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this, and this is all very, very rough. Only going for 12 minutes? Okay, that's good. I'm just going to cut this out. Group, front. Let me name this front. Pull this out. Okay, I got this. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the color out, desaturate it. Now, what I'm thinking is each one of these layers, I've got green and yellow, as you can see from this this image. There's green and yellow inside the family crest. Now, I'm probably going to push this green to a darker green, and then I'm going to probably push this yellow to a gold, because these are very, very saturated. I don't want it to be that quite robust. So, and what my thinking is each level will be a different color. So, like, maybe this level 1 is gold, level 2 is green, level 3 is green or whatever, gold. I'll just kind of alter them. So that's kind of the idea at the beginning. So I'm going to start with this idea, the first level being green. And so I'm just going to bring in a green that I think I like that. I'm going to put my layer on bottom and multiply it so I can get some of the shadowing. All right, so there we go. We're off to the races. Pretty simple. It gives me an idea of the color, and it gives me an idea of the color and where we're going to go from there. So you will see me just working little steps and building it all up together. So that's kind of what we're going to do. And so I'm going to go to level 2. I'm going to see if I try to put all these in the same spot on my table. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to layer them on top of each other. I don't know if it's going to work or not. We're going to see if it does. So I'm going to cut out this top cap. Okay, I'm going to name it top cap. You guys are talking hockey over there. Let's see here. Okay. That got a little bent right there, but that's all right. That's okay. This will be bottom cap. I'm going to try to fit them all on top of that first layer. So I'm just going to bring these opacities down so I can match them up maybe. Change the perspective a wee bit. Like that. It's close enough for government work. That'll work for me. All right. So bring those to 100%. So now we've got, let's bring this out a little bit, just a little smidge bit. All right. So now we've got the first layer, then the bottom cap, and then the top cap. I'm going to make the top caps. We'll try to do, you know what? We're going to do this. Oops. I'm going to desaturate these levels, these layers, so I can use them. I'm going to go ahead and make, you know what? I'm going to change this first layer to be gold because I think it's going to work better. So I'm going to pick me a gold color. We'll pick that gold for right now. I can always change it. I'm not set to anything. I'm going to make the top cap green. Top cap green. Pick that nice green we had down there a little bit more yellow. Top cap green. Now, if you have any questions, people, besides hockey scores, please ask them and I'll try to answer them. I'm just going to be just talking as I work here. I'm going to fix this flap that's off here just because I can. Oops. All right, bottom cap is also going to be green. Change that to multiply. All right. So now we got the bottom cap, top cap, gold. I'm going to group these together. This will be top cap. This will be bottom cap. I'm going to go under here and I'm going to bring this is the level 1 belly band. I'm going to bring the opacity. I'm just going to paint out this. I don't have any ideas yet. There will be foil. There will be embossing. But I don't know as of yet what exactly. Hopefully, we'll get an idea of what that's going to be in this episode. Very, very rough estimates of what that might be. That's not what I wanted. All right, so top cap, bottom cap. Now, I could do the bottom cap gold, green, but at this point, I would like to do a collaboration with Vladislav Urko. I actually tried to contact what I thought was his agent, but I never got a response because I would love to. I would even like to reproduce or reprint his decks that I'm so fond of here in the United States. Okay, so there is a level 1, level 2. Let me group these again. Level 2. Now we're going to go level 3, which is just this ribbon of some sort. I'm going to cut this ribbon out. I'm sorry if you're trying to stay awake and watching this YouTube, because I can tell, I hope this is not too boring, but just the process that I go through here. All right, so I'm going to pull out that ribbon level, which is this one. Looks like it's pretty matched up, pretty close. That's awesome, Econ. My t-shirt projects were a long time ago. So I don't know what color. Right now, this is a ribbon. Ribbons have, let me just do a search right here. Red ribbon. I'm going to get a lot of stuff that I don't want. I can already tell. Let me see. Ribbon has this kind of cool, like, let me just see if I can find an image. This might work. Ooh, they have gold too. I'm going to copy this image. I'm going to paste it. Oops. I'm going to use that in just a bit. Maybe use this gold one. Ooh, and a much bigger one. All right, so let's see here. Okay, I might do red or gold. I'm not quite sure. Econ, what I'm working on is, this is a 4th episode in a YouTube live series where I'm taking I'm just documenting. I'm documenting my entire process, creative process of a deck of playing cards. And so this is the 4th episode, and this is just me concepting what the tuck case is going to look like. So right now I'm just creating a makeshift ribbon. Obviously, I know it doesn't look like a real ribbon, but I just want to get my thoughts on paper. So I'm going to bring this ribbon down like this. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to bring my opacity down a little bit. I'm going to use Puppet Warp. Kapow! I'm going to Puppet Warp this a little bit to make it fit where I want it. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's just for demonstration purposes and to give myself a better idea of what we're working with here. It looks pretty crappy, but whatever. Just make it a little bit wider. And I'm going to take this, pull that out like that, bring this to the bottom. Then I'll multiply. I won't do that just yet. No, I don't normally work in 3D perspective. I just thought it would be interesting for this. I just thought it would be a little bit more dynamic for this presentation to work in 3D. And I also think that with this, because there's these different layers, all these different layers with the tuck case, I thought it might be a little bit better context for everything. But I could have just easily just filled this red. That'd probably been the easiest thing and the quickest thing for me, not to sit here and babble trying to make a ribbon texture. What am I doing? I'm being very inefficient with my time. Could have just done this. Desaturate that. Work on my levels here a little bit. Just a smidge. Good. Multiply. All right. Now we got a red ribbon for the show. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a gold version just because it's a computer and I can tell it what to do and it doesn't cost me much. But I don't think I'm going to like all red and yellow of everything because it'll look like a John Deere tractor, I think. And if you're in the States, you know what a John Deere tractor is. All right. So this is Photoshop that I'm working in right now. So for the final layer, I'm going to get rid of all this trash, just clean up a little bit here. Try to keep my layers nice and clean. So this will be level 3 ribbon. And then the final layer is this last belly band that is very similar to the first belly band, but it goes over that ribbon. So I'm going to pull that off the background. I'm going to match it up perspective-wise as best I can. Like that. Pull it out just a little bit further. Shipping. Let me paint out this stuff here. All right. I'm going to desaturate this. Select it. We'll try to make this, we'll make this gold just for now. Bring that down, multiply. All right. So we've got the basics in here. Let me just group this. This will be level 4. Let me save my work so that if my computer crashes, I don't lose everything. Heraldry, breakdown, save, yes. Yes. Okay. It does kind of look like a Ferrari, but whatever. All right. So now what I'm going to do is just kind of review what we got here. Let me move all these, clean up this layer, take these. Oops. Put it at the bottom. Okay. So what we've got is we've got the first level, which is the belly band. We've got the second level, that is the bottom and top caps that go over the belly band, that have the die cut shield. The third level, the ribbon, and then the fourth level, the final belly band. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply get just, I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to Google that Robinson family crest. And I'm just going to copy. I'm going to copy, let's see here. I'm going to copy one of them just to have as reference. Realize that this is not what I'm going to be using as a final thing. I'm merely using this as, because I think this is hideous, this artwork. But I'm just using it as context to give people a little bit of what's going on. So we put this where I want it. There we go. And I think this is a good example because it does have some of this filigree and stuff that I want to use. I'm going to bring I'm going to paint this stuff out of this layer. So I need to normal paint that out. Multiply. Okay. I have not considered doing a V2 with my mother's maiden name, but that's definitely a possibility. Let me just check. I got a little ding on my text here. Let me just make sure my wife is okay. Let's see here. All right. All right, 10:41. We're taking a little bit longer than I wanted to, but that's okay. I'm going to try to keep it to an hour. And if I can't get as far as I want, that's okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get an idea, and I'm going to paint in bright pink so you can see what I'm doing. The concept for tonight is basically to get an idea of what just some general shapes that are not just straight edges that I could do for this die cut shape. That's basically what the idea is. And you have to think about, you know, me having a helmet up here, that kind of thing. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly, very, very quickly sketch in, like you see here, the different shapes of the contour of the shape of the die cut. And so when I establish a very basic thing, I'm going to go over it one more time with a black. And this is not final. This is in no way final. This is just me moving a little bit further down the road in terms of the design. And I'm just sketching a shape. And will I use these shapes? I don't know. But it gets me a little further down the road. All right, so I've got a basic shape there. I'm going to take off this layer so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take off that pink layer. And then I'm just going to paint in this gold layer to match up with my new shape. And I'm going to erase anything that I need to erase. All right, looking good. I'm going to paint this white layer as well so we can have some reference to the shading. All right, got that, put that on multiply. All right, so there we go. Let me just take out this card. Let me clone this card area out so we don't get confused. Oops. Okay. Erase that. We should be good. All right. Got the first layer. Now we will pull up the second layer. I'm just going to put this in this layer here. Very low opacity. The second layer will be here. And so I'm going to bring the opacity of this down. Now, because this is going to be die cut over this, I want to make sure that the die cut overlaps the design of the first layer so it keeps it underneath. And so I don't know if that makes sense, but here's what my thinking is. I'm going to draw the black line for this second layer, and it's going to be similar. I want it to have this chevron shape, so I'm going to keep that. So what we're going to do is, all right, 36 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to draw this first line here, and then hopefully the die cut will come up to that shield. And I'll probably have to change it a little bit, but I want this line to be overlapping that bottom line so that it keeps it intact and keeps it down. So there's the bottom shape, a possible bottom shape. And maybe this bottom shape has an opening that's similar to that shows that gold layer underneath, which that would be cool. And then we have the top, and then maybe the top kind of comes up like this and then die cuts out like here to maybe show the helmet or something. That might be cool. But I need to bring this back down a little bit so it overlaps that shield. Now, obviously, the shapes will change, but this gives me a closer idea. Let me just redraw this a little bit to be more intact with whatever helmet design, because I'm definitely going to have a helmet in there. Say that cut opens up and shows that helmet. A little tight there. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, open these layers up. I'm going to erase from both of them. Like that. And then I want to add to this one. Go ahead and bring the opacity up. Sorry if this is not making any sense, but yeah. Okay. So I want to paint in this one to the line like that. And do the same over here. Paint to the line there. Watching Bob Ross. I love Bob Ross. I watched him when I was a kid so much. I'm not putting any little magical trees or anything in there, but I hope it's interesting. At least it's my process for sure. I'm going to erase out of here. we're doing on time. We're doing pretty good on time. Okay. So now I'm gonna probably end up adding a little bit more dynamic, dynamic border, but we'll see. This gives us a little bit more idea. And who knows? Maybe over here in the side, I put something like, I don't know. This could be anything, like whatever, any kind of designs I want to show through. All right, so the last level, well, we got the ribbon. So the ribbon goes on top. I'm not 100% sold on the ribbon layer, so I'm just going to keep going with it. So the ribbon layer will go on top, and then finally this layer will go on the very, very top. And I'm going to duplicate the seal, bring it back to the top. And I would like to make the seal even bigger to make it just more prominent. And this is probably where we'll have some type of like Robinson name or something. I'm not really sure. Heraldry, the name heraldry, I don't know. If I use a wax seal, it will most likely be on the back to keep everything together. So I'm just sketching a shape. And I've wanted to try a wax seal. I think they're so cool, and I've been wanting to just try to find an excuse to do one. And I think this would definitely be the deck to do that on. Because I know I've got that cutout underneath this layer. So maybe this belly band, this last belly band has a cutout where it goes even. I don't have really a personal favorite deck. I know that's a lame answer, but I don't really have a personal favorite of my own decks. I like them all for different reasons. And I like different decks for different reasons. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking this a lot, actually. So you can see here, like this gold right here is that very, very first belly band. And then you have the second layer of the green. And then this last belly band is the third level. And so it's going to have a lot of layers. And I think it's going to look pretty interesting. So just to give it an idea, we're looking good on time. I kind of accomplished what I've. Sorry if I didn't do any drawing, but you can already see, you can already get an idea of what the line work and stuff is going to look like. So let me just clean this up a little bit, and we can go through everything again. Okay. So the first level is the belly band, which will have all kinds of crazy design, line work, foil, everything. And that will keep the cards together. And the cards themselves will be covered in some type of wax paper that will also be printed. We'll have a printed design on it, like heraldry or something on it. Like I may do a repeating pattern of this helmet or whatever helmet I end up doing. So that's the first level. Then the top and bottom caps come on. This is, I can already feel that this is pretty, this die cut edge is pretty boring. And so I'm probably going to go through and modify this die cut edge so it's a little bit more dynamic, because it's very, very boring right now. And I'll definitely want to change that. But with that said, it definitely might give me the opportunity to have more space to do like a lot of, you know, very, very crazy, you know, gold foil line work on all of this area here. So I have to keep that in mind. You know, obviously it's not gonna be that, whatever, but you get the idea. All this would be like gold foil, all kinds of designs or whatever. So I have to keep that in mind as well. And then, so from there, I've got the third level, which is the red ribbon of some sort, or it could be gold. I don't know yet. Could be anything really. And then the fourth layer, which is the final belly band, that will also have tons of, you know, tons of scroll work and whatever on this. And, you know, this might be, this area here might be where we could put like addition numbers. So this could be like, you know, 100 or the addition number or something on it like that. It could be on the very, very first level belly band or something. I don't know. So, yeah. Let me see here. Where are you guys at? There you are. I think that's about it. A little under an hour, so that's good. I don't want to start any drawing because the drawing will just tack on another hour. And so I'm appreciate everybody being here tonight. Purple ribbon, I don't know. Purple is not really complementary to green for sure. So I don't think that would work. I appreciate everybody for showing up for the 4th episode of this. I'm guessing, I'm willing to bet that what I may do either next week, I'll either start doing actual designing, like drawing scroll work or something like that for the box itself, or I might start on the back design now that I have a better idea of what the tuck case is going to look like. That'll really inform my design decisions on the back design. So yeah, I appreciate everybody for showing up. It does have a Christmas vibe. Anytime you put red and green together, it gives it a Christmas vibe. But that's all right. I like Christmas. It's not that I want it to be a Christmas deck, but who knows? That might be when I finish it. I don't know. Who knows? But I do think that green and red go really well together. I think that's about it. So next week, you can expect for us either to start sketching some designs for the back design or some designs for the tuck case. What I might do is I might actually start designing the shield or the crest itself, because obviously that's going to be a very integral part to the entire design, and it'll be on both the tuck case and the back design. So it might just be the next step would be to start the crest design. That's probably what we'll do. So thanks a lot for joining us. Be here next week on Sunday about the same time, 9:30, 10-ish, for our fourth edition of the Heraldry playing card creation, start to finish, part 5. Wow, that's part 5. Until then, if you're in the United States, between now and then, have a wonderful 4th of July. Be safe. Thanks for joining us, and take it easy.